Hello, my name is Panem. I changed my name since the last video. But anyway, regardless, ignoring that, we have a crazy chapter of Chainsaw Man, chapter 208, titled I Changed My Mind. This chapter was genuinely so insane, and I've seen a lot of people making theories that I will be talking about at the end of this video after the review. I'm gonna give some of my theories that I saw and some of the theories I came up with, but this chapter was crazy. Let's get into it. But before we do that, if you didn't see, the Chainsaw Man Reze arc trailer dropped last week, or 4 days ago actually, and it's peak. It's just peak, man. It's just so peak, bro. Just watch it. If you haven't seen it already, watch it. It's peak. September 19th in Japan, October 20th in the US. I will be there, hopefully first day. It's so good, man. Everything is so amazing about it. But enough glazing. Let's get into it. So the chapter starts off with the tank gun falling off of Yoru's arm and them falling back down to the ground, looking at the pile of weapons made by the tank attack. They look up to see, obviously, some would say, Falling has not died. She asks if they're satisfied, and Falling kind of tells us what we already know, but I feel like it's good for like more clarification, I guess. Falling explains that when people first gain awareness, they are scared of falling. War is just a concept created by humans, which is why war will never beat falling. And I think we basically already knew that with the primals, but I think it's good for us to get like a very clear, statement on that. But anyway, Falling says, you can't interfere, so I'll give you minor injuries. Minor injuries, by the way. I just want to say right now, Falling probably made a mistake. But let's continue. Anyway, I'll get on to that later. Denji picks up Asa and starts running after Falling picks up all of Yoru's weapons and starts throwing at them. Denji says Asa Yoru make a motorcycle. I think it's cool that he says Asa Yoru. I don't know. It's a nice detail, I would say. Even I don't know if that's a deal, but it's a nice thing. It's a nice thing to mention. He says make a motorcycle. She says I can't make a motorcycle without a motorcycle, which makes sense. They shoot some swords, but it doesn't really do anything. And then he just bursts into a random dude's shop, and the dude says you can't come in here. But then after, they get like the wall gets to peel out a bunch of weapons. Basically, they fall to the floor, and Yoru says I need to make my ultimate weapon number 2. And then he says 2. When I first read this, I thought that she was going to do another tank attack, but then I saw her put her hand on Denji's head, and I was like, oh boy, it's over. it's over. But Asa stops Yoru and says, you need to run away. She's going to turn you into a weapon. And then Denji just says, go ahead. If it will make up for my sins, then I'm okay with it. Turn me into a weapon. And at this moment, I thought, oh, so we're really doing this right now. We're really going to make him into a weapon. We're really about to make him into a Denji chainsaw. Theoretically, it's really about to happen. And it kind of makes sense that he feels like this. And also when I read this, I thought to myself, well, maybe he can come back, because the thought process is once he turns into a weapon, he'll be dead forever. And he can't become a human again. But maybe not, who knows? But he says turn me into a weapon, Denji says turn me into a weapon. Asa says, no, you can't. And Yoru immediately takes over and tries to do it. But before she does it, she says, on second thought, I'd rather not. And then Yoru gets impaled in the head with a giant spear. People keep coping, saying, oh, Falling said minor injury. Falling is haphazardly throwing weapons at them. She is not doing concentrated direct attacks. If you look at the full panel, you can see, it's kind of hard to see because the filter I put on the image, but you can see the spear go through the top of her head, out the back, hit the ground, and there's blood shooting out of Yoru's head. Yoru got impaled like crazy. And some people are coping, saying, oh, but Nayuta put a chain through Yoru's head. We know that Makima and Nayuta's chains are confirmed not actually like real chains. They're like metaphorical, not metaphorical, but they're like ghost chains. They're basically ghost chains. They're not really real chains. These are real weapons that are destroying the environment and making her bleed. So Yoru definitely got hit in the head. And also, I want to touch on Yoru saying, on second, I'd rather not. I think it is really being hammered to us that Yoru likes Denji. Yoru knows that Denji probably will not be able to become human again, and Denji will probably die. So Yoru doesn't want to do it. I don't think Yoru wants to do it at all. But we'll have to see in the future. But obviously, this tells us Yoru has feelings for Denji. A lot more. But let's get to the topic at hand. Is Asa and Yoru dead? Let me start off by saying, no, they're not dead, obviously. They're not dead. This is just a cliffhanger chapter. Obviously, we will have a lot more. Well, let me correct myself. Are they permanently dead? No. There's some technicalities. Are they permanently dead? I really do not think so, and I don't think anyone should think so. They're not permanently dead. But are they quote-unquote dead, like Asa was dead in the very start of part 2? Not unlikely. Now, I'm getting to that. So the first... Oh, I thought I had a little thing to zoom in. You can see that it's going through her head clearly. But, oh, spoiler. So, first off, first cope. I have a list of copes on a notepad right here. First cope. This is a minor injury. You could cope and say that spear actually bonked her on the top of her head and didn't go through her head. Or, I guess, maybe it went through half of the brain that was already dead by Asa. So, falling didn't actually kill them. Or maybe it grazed... Bro, just saying this is hilarious. It's such a dumb cope. Like, listen, I love Asa and Yoru, okay? I love them. I love them both. But I'm not going, I can't, if next chapter, in 2 weeks, and if in 2 weeks, Fujimoto really tells us that this is a minor injury, that Yoru and Asa are going to get up from this and say, ooh, I have a headache. I'm not going to lie, Fujimoto. You don't understand what a minor injury is. Because look, bro, are you going to see? I'm sorry. You're going to sit here and tell me this is a minor injury. Okay, but again, next cope. Okay, next cope. And the next cope is this. Not really, I'm saying cope is not really a cope, but I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. It's not a cope, but I'm just saying. Falling messed up. Because falling, from what I understand, and from what I assume he wants us to understand, is that falling isn't supposed to kill Asa or Denji. Death wants Asa, Yoru, and Denji alive to do Death's plan. So, unless this is part of Death's plan, Death doesn't want to kill Yoru and Asa. So, Falling doing this is a mistake. So, we could get Falling freaking out because, oh my goodness, she said minor injury. Yeah, Falling literally said minor injury. So, this could clearly be a mistake by Falling, which leads into the next scenario, cope scenario, is that Death will revive Asa and Yoru. And this could be big for one or two reasons. Either scenario number one, which I really doubt, is that Death comes in and revives them and they're A-okay, hunky-dory, they're fine, like nothing happened. Or what I think will happen is, scenario number two is, if the Death Devil revives Asa and Yoru, Asa and Yoru might combine into one person. Because remember, Yoru said that she saved half of Asa's brain. So Yoru has one half of Asa's brain, Asa has the other half. But if they die and they are revived, then maybe theoretically they are turned into one person with mixed personalities of like Asa and Yoru. So they would be a new person, basically, if that makes sense. Which would be crazy. And honestly, I don't know. I don't think I doubt. Because through all of part 2, Asa and Yoru's emotions are merging more and more and more. And if this is the catalyst that turns them into one person, I feel like that would make sense. I really do feel like that would make sense. Or scenario number, or I don't even have a number down, but the next scenario, which I had thought of, or which I have seen on Twitter and thought was pretty good, is that they die, but Yoru takes over fully and becomes the war fiend. And I don't really think that will happen because Asa dying like that, I don't know. I don't think Asa. This is such a crazy panel. I don't think people understand how crazy this is. Because he wouldn't just kill, Fujimoto wouldn't just kill a main character like this. He wouldn't. He literally just wouldn't. I do it, bro. So, but anyway, as I was saying, they might be dead, but then Yoru takes over the dead body, becomes the war fiend as a last ditch effort to stay alive. Meaning, theoretically, in that scenario, Asa would be removed from the story, I think. Which is really why I don't think that theory is going to happen. Also, another theory is the Fire Devil's choice. The Fire Devil told Denji he's going to make a choice soon, and he should not make the same mistake again. This could be leading up to that choice. Theoretically, maybe the Fire Devil could revive Asa/Yoru. And that choice Denji has to make is either A, it could be between Asa and Yoru, or the choice could be if Nayuta is still alive by death, if death is controlling Nayuta, the choice could be between Asa and Yoru or Nayuta. Which, I don't know, that's not impossible. It's not impossible. And also, what might happen next chapter from this is maybe, when Denji sees Asa and Yoru dead, he might turn into Pochita. He might go Pochita mode and go to fight Falling. Because Falling just said that there's nothing that can beat them, or beat Falling right now. And we have to deal with Falling somehow. So this really doesn't correlate into the fate of Asa and Yoru, but I'm just saying that maybe next chapter, he might go into return to Pochita. If not, then I really don't know what's going to happen. I really do not know what's going to happen, bro. Like I said earlier, this is such a crazy panel. Because if this isn't a Fujimoto mistake, and this isn't a minor injury, like literally a giant spear just went through Asa and Yoru's head, and there's no like BS hacks to explain why he's still alive. Like, I don't know how to. I don't know. I can't think of anything right now. But there's no like BS hacks or something like that. Like what? Like how do they survive this? Because Yoru has no healing. Yoru has no healing abilities or defensive abilities. I don't know, man. I really don't know. Denji needs to make a contract with the Fire Devil, or maybe Death Devil, or maybe Death will revive Asa and Yoru, or maybe Falling might revive Asa and Yoru, because she said she doesn't want to kill them. She said it repeatedly. She does not want to kill Asa and Yoru and Denji. She doesn't want to kill them. I don't know. I really don't know. And unfortunately, we have a break week, so we have to wait 2 weeks to know if this is a Fujimoto mistake, which I highly doubt this is a mistake. I really highly doubt it. But we have 2 weeks to know if this is a mistake or if they're dead. And if they are dead, then to know what will happen to them. But my goodness, bro, this is crazy. When I saw this, I was like, bro, what is going on, man? But yeah, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. This is a crazy panel, crazy page and panel. I love this chapter. This is a great chapter. I can't wait till next chapter, obviously. And yeah, not much else to say other than the fact that, yes, as I said at the very start of the video, I changed my name to Panem. What Panem means? It means bread in Latin. So yeah, I'm bread. Okay. Bye.